Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to our launching event or the first upskilling session of the semester. My name is Alfie Q. Arcelo, and I will be your moderator for this event. So, we are excited to have all of you here today to discuss a very timely yet controversial topic. It has piqued the interest of many of us, especially those in the academe, no? So, have you ever wondered how AI is revolutionizing education? Today, we are about to embark on an exciting webinar into the world of artificial intelligence and how we will be able to utilize them in the teaching and learning activities of our learners. Before we proceed, let me acknowledge the Global Studies Center Development Committee, which is composed of Dr. Earl Jude Paul Cleope, and then we have Assistant Professor Jane Annette Bellarmino, our Service Learning Director, Assistant Professor Novi Maestricampo Jr., and then we have our Director of Alumni and External Affairs Office, Mr. Ruben Bokingo, and of course, the advisor of the Global Study Center, Dr. Ben Malayang. Okay, so our speaker for this webinar is not new to educational technology. In fact, part of his mission and advocacy is educational technology. His research projects have been recognized internationally with the likes of Digital Trust, Local Knowledge, various areas in educational technology, and recently, artificial intelligence. So, without further ado, let me give the floor to our speaker, Dr. Dave E. Marshall. Sir Dave?
Good afternoon, Alfie, and good afternoon, colleagues. It's nice. It's been a while that we did not meet online. Most probably, we enjoyed also going back in person type of upskilling, reskilling, and retooling. As mentioned by Alfie, this is actually the opening salvo of our upskilling program for the first semester school year 2023-2024 on the theme upskilling towards a digitally oriented ecosystem. My talk this afternoon is entitled Generative AI Integration Framework in Teaching, Learning, and Operations. Let me share my screen. Okay. Generative or Gen AI Integration Framework in Teaching, Learning, and Operations. It's basically, I designed the presentation for all of us, for all my colleagues at Seliman University, both for teachers and the staff, and with a running title, Unlocking the Future of Education and Operations with Seamless AI Integration. But basically, my intention is to prepare everyone for the new revolution. My talk this afternoon, my talk this afternoon is bias of the idea that generative AI is an educational tool and that with this idea we can prepare everyone for the new revolution. Before going further, let us revisit first what is transformation in teaching and learning. Long time ago, there was e-learning. Only a few embrace, many resist about e-learning. When COVID came, many were struggled to translate or to convert their syllabus and teaching material from face to COVIDized, then to flexible learning. This is the time where we introduce cybergogy. This is also the time that the then Silliman Online University Learning Office was very busy of introducing and upskilling and providing retooling on the different pedagogical, techno-pedagogical approaches such as personalized learning, gamification and game-based learning, micro-learning, flip learning. Cybergogy, just to recall, this is basically to learn by facilitating and technologically enabling learner-centered, autonomous, and collaborative in a virtual environment. Fast forward during the COVIDized time. This is where we convert and we struggled again from flexible learning to limited face-to-face. In this phase, we introduce pedagogy. Pedagogy is a theory of peer-to-peer learning and teaching that addresses the challenge of peer producing a useful and supportive context of self-directed learning. This is where Wikipedia, forum, real-time meetings, synchronous learning, asynchronous learning, open educational resources, where the where most of the pedagogical resources that we utilize. Then it was paired with utagogy. Utagogy is actually an extension of andragogy that focuses more on the process and less on the content being taught. It is the process of self-directed learning and self-determined learning. It is all about teaching learners how to learn. It is about looking to the future in which knowing how to learn is the fundamental skill given to the pace of innovation and changing structure of communities and places. Utagogy popularized the term flexible learning. Some of the design elements to this include learner-defined learning contract or the learning path, flexible curriculum, negotiated assessment, learning journals, action research, and so on and so forth. Then post-pandemic came. From post-pandemic or during the post-pandemic time, we translate and go back once again from the limited and now what we call the preferred future. Here, we also introduce two popular techno-pedagogical models, the hybrid and the HyFlex. These techno-pedagogical models are said to be the modality in the new normal. These models highlight online learning and its engagement, co-learning, and self-directed learning. And it is said to be that hybrid and HyFlex are the techno-pedagogical model in the preferred future. Preferred future is the term popularized by top universities in the world that refers to the field of strategic planning, scenario planning, and futurism to describe a future scenario or set of circumstances that individuals, organizations, societies aspire to achieve or consider highly desirable. These preferred futures serve as a guide or vision for decision making and goal setting. So, what is Seligman's preferred future as far as pedagogical pedagogy is concerned? We declare, starting last year, we declare that our modality is technology enhanced on site learning. This techno-pedagogical model, especially on the preferred future or the post-pandemic model, is challenged by the fourth industrial revolution. As we all know, fourth industrial revolution is characterized by the fusion of technologies and the blurring of the lines between physical, digital, and biological aspects. Fourth industrial revolution technologies include artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, wearable and virtual realities, robotics and mechatronics, blockchain, big data analytics, and many more. In my presentation this afternoon, I will talk about artificial intelligence, specifically the generative artificial intelligence. Question: what do you know about generative AI? Sir Fredley will release the poll so that at least we can benchmark and have an idea of the participants this afternoon in terms of their competency level towards generative AI. Are you novice? You have no prior knowledge about this topic? Are you a beginner that you just have read or heard about it but have no practical experience? Are you intermediate? You can discuss this topic, this generative AI, but have not applied actually in the actual process. Are you proficient? You can perform generative AI tasks, but may require perhaps guidance from the expert. Are you an expert that you can proficiently carry out tasks without the need of expert assistance? So on my screen, which I know you're not actually seeing as of the moment, many are actually almost half in the audience are later. I will I will tell you later about the result of the poll. There are only 36. We are 58. We hope to get, although this is half already, but at least 40% or I mean 40 participants or at least 75% of the total participants here. Anyone? So I guess others are on the listening view. That's no problem. May I stop the poll and let's try to share the result. So 47% are beginner. We also have 25% intermediate. There are also five who are proficient and three who are novice and two who are also expert. So maybe the expert can help us in our future upscaling, retooling, and rescaling. Thank you. Okay, so let me continue. So what is generative AI? Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence. It is a branch of artificial intelligence that focuses on creating or generating new content such as images, text, music, and even video. So again, generating new content. These content are in the form of images, text, music, and even videos. That is indistinguishable from content produced by human. It involves using algorithm and machine learning techniques to simulate creative processes and produce original, realistic output. So how it works? That is why how it works is simple. It's using generative AI model. Generative AI model is often based on deep learning architecture. In computer science, there are two major deep learning architectures: supervised learning and unsupervised learning, and all of these algorithm, all of this architecture that will generate content, either image, text, music, or even videos. Generative AI, it works by learning patterns and features from vast amounts of training data to generate new content. Generative AI models are like creative machines that can generate new content. They work by analyzing, as I'd mentioned, analyzing a large amount of information and learning the underlying patterns and structures, or they have learned these patterns, they can create new content that is similar in style or format to what they have learned. Imagine you are training a dog. At first, the dog might not know any tricks, but with practice, it learns to follow commands. Of course, with you being the boss, being the trainer, perhaps being the owner of the dog. Generative AI is similar, but instead of tricks, it learns patterns in data. After training, it can predict what might come next based on those patterns. Generative AI demonstrated its capabilities in various fields, including art, design, music, composition, and even storytelling. In education, generative AI can be utilized to create personalized learning materials, simulate real world scenarios, provide virtual tutors or mentors, and assist in automating administrative tasks. Let me share with you the timeline or the journey to generative AI, because generative AI has been a fascinating and rapidly evolving one. It is not an overnight task by the programmers. Generative AI, which include models like ChatGPT, which is very popular, and other similar architecture, has been significant advancement in relatively short span of time. The journey of generative AI has been very fast. No, it's very fast. In early 2010, the foundation of generative AI were laid with the introduction of neural network and deep learning techniques. Several researchers started experimenting with deep generative models during this time. In 2014, this is the year of mastering the meaning of the words. This framework r- revolutionized generative modeling. In 2017 is the large language foundation model that emphasizes the power of customization. In 2022, this is the year of conversational large language foundation models. Research and development in generative AI continued to accelerate. Researchers explored various techniques to improve robustness, safety, and controllability of generative models. If you will ask me what's gonna be the future of generative I don't know also the answer because all of us are actually learning. But literature is actually saying that the future of generative AI promises even more exciting developments. Researchers are working on addressing issues such as bias and ethical concerns, fine tuning of the model behavior, and expanding applications beyond text generation, including images, music, and video. So, throughout this journey, generative AI has had profound impact on various industries, including natural, healthcare, education, you name it. It has also raised important ethical and societal issues about the responsible use of artificial intelligence in all aspects in our lives. A lot of controversies. The level of acceptance towards this disruptive technology varies significantly. It has been met with a range of reactions, including resistance, fears, and concerns, both on an international scale and, of course, at the local, such as in the Philippines. These mixed responses underscore the need to closely monitor its development. However, many individuals and organizations have also emerged as enthusiastic supporters, like me, of generative AI, praising its advantages and reaping its benefits. Numerous entities have swiftly responded to the unstoppable growth in usage, like the world study of Gartner. A lot of industries are producing or getting benefits from generative AI. All sectors have played their roles, ultimately providing guidelines, rules, and policies aiming at harnessing the benefits and advantages of this technology rather rather than focusing solely on its disadvantages, all with the goal of maximizing its value. Siyempre, dili pa huli ang Philippines. The Philippines Department of Trade and Industry launched the National Artificial Intelligence Roadmap. You can actually download the roadmap, which made the Philippines one of the first 50 countries in the world to have a national strategy and policy on artificial intelligence. The DTI said that AI adoption can increase Philippine gross domestic product by 12% by 2030, or equivalent to 92 billion US dollars based on research estimates. The agency added that the AI roadmap aims to accelerate the adoption and utilization of AI in the country to advance industrial development, generate better quality entrepreneurship, and higher paying opportunities for Filipinos. Through the AI roadmap, they hope to establish the Philippines as an AI center for excellence in the region that is backed by a local talent pool and vibrant innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem. That is why DOST has been very active in promoting and providing scholarships and funding to technology business incubation like the one we have at Silliman University. One of the fields most significantly impacted is education. Despite varying levels of acceptance, the education sector had little choice but to embrace it, recognizing its pedagogical advantages for fostering more productive and personalized teaching and learning experiences. You can also download the thick book of 44 pages and another 300 plus pages of the guidance of generative AI in education and research produced by UNESCO. Very recently, Harvard teach students with a chatbot teacher. Their new computer science teacher is a chatbot. You just imagine that. And very recently also, this August, last month, the University of the Philippines announces that they are going to launch their AI regulations framework targeting privacy and employment issues. Preparing schools for the generative AI revolution requires a proactive approach that addresses both the technical and ethical considerations. Literature also is telling us that technical consideration is easy to manage, while ethical considerations is a challenging management and operational structure. UNESCO mandate calls inherently for a human-centered approach to AI. It aims to shift the conversation to include AI's role in addressing current inequalities regarding access to knowledge, research, and the diversity of cultural expressions, and to ensure AI does not widen the technological divides within and between countries. The promise of AI for all, as highlighted by UNESCO, must be that everyone can take advantage of the technological revolution underway and access its fruits, notably in terms of innovation and knowledge. In short, schools must develop its integration framework, which includes policies, guidelines, monitoring, and evaluation. Silliman University, like many educational institutions, faces the challenge of embracing and adapting to digital transformation. I think we all know that in many public announcement of our president, she always highlighted digital transformation. This year, we have undertaken a review of our vision, mission, and goals with a strong focus on relevance in the current era, all while upholding Seliman's tradition of delivering quality education. Dr. Makan's new term emphasizes the continuation of her flagship initiative, driving innovative innovative digital solutions that align with technological advancements and the evolving educational landscape. Silliman, in collaboration with our generous alumna, Dr. Lau, has established a center with the aim of guiding Silliman community on a journey to empower global minds and prepare learners for the future. The Dr. Mariano C. Lau Global Studies Center. In response to emerging demands, the center we initiated discussions and learning activities as early as March of this year on how we can harness the advantages of generative AI in the realms of teaching, learning, and educational management. You can download the notes that I prepared with my first conversation with ChatGPT on March 16, 2023. We engage in discussions, primarily at the understanding level, covering topics such as the significance, benefits, constraints or limitations, applications, integration strategies, and practical tips for incorporating generative AI into the classroom. Today, we are presenting a framework for your consideration as a response to the call for innovation in digital innovation, fostering student-centered environments that align with technological advancement and changes in the educational landscape. AI integration in Silliman University. Silliman University has embraced digital transformation, leading to a multitude of innovations in teaching and learning, and of course, in operations and management. And that refers to the classroom, teaching and learning, operations and management to our own workplaces. As part of this journey, generative AI has emerged as a transformative educational technology tool that plays a pivotal role in the classroom, administration, and overall campus ecosystem. In the classroom, AI can be harnessed as a versatile tool, serving as a content generator. Generative AI can be a powerful tool for content generation across various media types, including, as I mentioned, text, images, music, and more. It can be used for text generation, art and design, style transfer, music composition, video generation, chatbots and conversational agents, augmentation and ideation, language translation, content generation at scale, data augmentation. Generative AI is a transformative force in the world of content creation. It's like having a versatile artist, composer, and writer at your disposal, capable of producing a wide array of creative works, from crafting compelling narratives and designing breathtaking visuals to composing melodies that resonate with the soul, generative AI is pushing the boundaries of what's possible. For example, you wanted to create a syllabus for information technology and church. In just few seconds, I can create a syllabus using Course AI. Just like this on my screen, I just type information technology and church. After waiting for a few moments, there you go. Exercises, activities, answer keys, rubrics, assignments, you name it, everything is there. With all the summary, with all the wrap up, with all the PowerPoints that you can share to your students, and descriptions, and so on and so forth. In the classroom also, generative AI can enhance pedagogical relevance. Generative AI is like a visionary collaborator in the world of education, revolutionizing the way we teach and learn. It can use personalized learning paths, create innovative learning materials, lesson planning, data driven insight, accessibility and inclusivity, mentoring and tutoring, individualized support, engagement enhancement, collaborative learning facilitation, cognitive load management, emotional support, and well being. It has the remarkable ability to customize education down to a student's unique learning style and pace, providing a tailored educational experience that resonates with every individual. Generative AI also can facilitate our endeavor towards research and production or research and publication. Generative AI is can increase research productivity by rapidly processing and analyzing vast data sets, identifying patterns, and generating insights from topic and hypothesis generation, literature summaries and reviews, research or resource identification and citation help, data analysis, visualization, predictive and simulation modeling, writing assistance, and cross-disciplinary insight, customized recommendations. Generative AI acts as a tireless collaborator, a supporter, accelerating discoveries and breakthroughs in science, technology, arts, medical field, and beyond. With generative AI, research becomes an expedition into the unknown, where innovations knows no bounds. Just like this, I tried to look at a paper. I don't need to Google. I just copy my statements, paste all this, go to JSTOR, and JSTOR recommend the best paper to cite. Papers that are indexed in Scopus, Web of Science, free, and so on and so forth. And if you need citation, if you have a problem with your reference format, you don't need to memorize APA, Chicago, MLA, because that can be automated using any platform of citation manager. Generative AI also can streamline assessment style, such as adaptive quizzes, instant feedback, conceptual understanding, targeted resources, automated grading, rubric-based assessment, data analysis, personalized feedback, individual reports, item analysis. You will know all of this on how to create rubrics, on how to create exams that are correct in terms of placement and in terms of ruling in making formative and summative assessment when you will attend our future training on generative AI teaching strategies in the classroom. Generative AI is like a messenger, a powerful ally in the mission of sharing knowledge and information with the world. In the realm of administration and management, generative AI can be viewed also as an invaluable asset that aids in information dissemination. For example, you can use generative AI to tailor your news feeds, your social media engagement, your real-time updates, data visualization, automated content distribution, localization of your content, moderate your content. It is not just a content creator, it is an amplifier, a bridge that connects information to those who seek it. It can lead to behavioral targeting. Generative AI also is or can be used in the workplace as a writing assistant. Generative AI is a writer's best friend, offering an array of tools that elevate writing to new heights. Is the proofreader that never misses a typo, the editor that refines style and tone, and the creativity booster that provides ideas with inspiration. With AI's assistance, writing becomes not just easier, but better, clearer, more engaging, and ultimately more impactful. Grammar and spelling, style and tone, rewriting, cohesion and flow, content summarization, citation and references, writing prompts, proofreading, and editing. It is a partner that writers can count on, making the art of expression more accessible and powerful than ever before. Just like this, I tried to summarize a content. I don't have so much time to read the entire paper. All I have to do is to just get the link, paste it to Summit, and the Summit will just summarize it for me. Generative AI also is useful in the workplace in terms of organizing. Automated timetables, personalized learning plans, resource allocation, teacher workload management, parent teacher conferences, examination scheduling, event planning, resource utilization, student support services, emergency response. Generative AI revolutionizes school management by efficiently scheduling classes, exams, and resources. You can just say, these are my class offering. Make a schedule that will have no conflict. It tailors learning experiences for each student, reduces administrative burdens on teachers, and ensures optimal resource utilization. With AI's assistance, schools can enhance productivity, focus on education, and create a smoother and more personalized learning environment. Generative AI can also be integrated in the workplace to perform robust data analysis and reporting. Generative AI is the ultimate data ally, streamlining analysis and reporting, data preparation, pattern recognition, predictive modeling, report generation, natural language summaries, anomaly detection, data exploration, real-time monitoring, data security, data governance are some of the many advantages of generative AI when it comes to analysis and reporting. It also a vigilant guardian ensuring data integrity and compliance. In short, AI focuses on data-driven decision making. Just like this, I just have this content. I have no time to prepare a visually appealing PowerPoint to capture the mind and heart of my audience. I just go to this Slido and just one click, it will create a highly visually appealing and presentable PowerPoint without or just simply sleeping at night and without doing an overnight of making your presentation, PowerPoint presentation, presentable. However, we need to recognize that the integration of AI comes with responsibilities. All stakeholders must actively contextualize the usage that involves tailoring the application of generative AI to specific situations, needs, and ethical considerations. Consider identifying the purpose and goals. Understand the context. Consider the data you have. Follow some ethical framework. Do customization. Do some feedback looping. Interpret properly. You monitor. You conduct audit of your data. Do some user control, compliance, communicate with expert, with data management people. Be responsible in deploying your information. And of course, continue to learn in understanding generative AI. Everyone also must apply validation, or you need to validate the use of AI. The validation process of generative AI usage and output involves a systematic and thorough evaluation of AI systems to ensure that they perform as intended, align with ethical standards, and meet the needs of the stakeholders. Cross-functional collaboration is very needed. Risk assessment, do some regulatory compliance, be transparent, be able to perform assessment on bias and fairness, make sure that your data is in good quality, do some feedback about the usage, oversight, attend more training, be accountable on your information, continuous improvement, and do some dialogues with colleagues and experts with generative AI. We need to recognize that AI as a responsibility, we need to be a responsible user of this powerful technology. Responsible use of generative AI is the compass that guides us in the age of artificial intelligence. It is commitment to ethics, transparency, and accountability, ensuring that AI's immense power serves humanity without compromise. Imagine a world where AI generated content is not just a product, but a promise to be fair, unbiased, and respectful of individual choices. Uh, as I'd mentioned, responsibility in AI is not a static concept. It is a journey. It is a continual process of monitoring, adapting, and learning. It is a collaboration with or between technology, creators, users, faculty, staff, students, parents, and all stakeholders in the educational system. In the responsible use of generative AI, we forge a path to a future where innovation and ethics can go hand in hand, where AI enhances our lives without sacrificing our values. We need to educate, incorporate AI literacy, ethical consideration, data literacy, digital citizenship, and all aspects in the responsible use of generative AI. Ethical considerations, just like in many schools abroad and even in the University of the Philippines, give emphasis on their AI integration framework on ethical considerations, privacy concerns, and ensuring equitable access must be given utmost importance throughout the implementation process. Additionally, we remain, and I think you all agree with me, that we remain dedicated to collaborating with industry practitioners, researchers, and fellow educational institutions to stay abreast of AI advancement and best practices, ensuring that its integration framework remains cutting edge and effective. On this journey, educational stakeholders, all of us, faculty, staff, students, parents, alumni, the community at large, should not merely adopt AI for the sake of technology, but rather embracing it as a powerful tool that increases productivity. Generative AI is the productivity booster for schools, reimagining education with efficiency and innovation. It lightens the load of administrative tasks, personalizes learning, and empowers educators to focus on inspiring students. With AI as a partner, schools become dynamic centers of learning where every student's potential is unlocked, and educators thrive in a supportive, forward thinking environment. With AI education, with AI, education becomes a personalized journey where every student can excel at their own pace and style. And I hope you maximize our personalized learning designer at MySoul, where we have more than 10 self-paced learning and personalized learning designer can augment student engagement and enhances creativity among our students. Every stakeholders also hope to achieve that generative AI can enrich educational experience. Generative AI can turn traditional learning into a treasure trove of personalized, interactive, and enriching experiences. It tailors content, offers in instant feedback, like the one I showed a while ago, and break down barriers, empowering educators to create dynamic classrooms that inspire curiosity and creativity. With AI, education becomes a limitless adventure where every student can thrive and succeed. Generative AI, using this framework, we hope also that it can provide better customer service and support. Generative AI is the customer service superhero in many industries, available 24/7 to provide personalized assistance. It understands your needs, speaks your language. Through the chatbot, it can resolve issues efficiently. With AI, customer service becomes a seamless, responsive, and satisfying experience, leaving customers delighted and loyal. It is also hoped that with responsible use of generative AI, we can have a better work balance. Generative AI is the guardian of work life harmony. By automating tasks, optimizing schedules, and reducing stress, it empowers individuals, all of us, faculty and staff, and all stakeholders, to embrace a balanced life where work and personal well being coexist harmoniously. With AI, life becomes a symphony of productivity and fulfillment. And all of this, we venture into generative AI because we wanted to embrace innovation. Generative AI is the innovation engine, driving progress by unleashing creativity, automating tasks, and providing insights. It's the compass that guides businesses and schools and researchers toward new horizon, fostering a culture of continuous improvement and adaptation in the pursuit of innovation. It propels administrative efficiency and reinforces our mission to nurture future leaders and change makers. To ensure a successful integration, everyone must commit to fostering a culture of continuous learning and professional development, empowering everyone with the knowledge and skills required to maximize the potential of AI while mitigating potential risks. Additionally, schools should remain, all of us should remain to be dedicated to collaborating with leaders, researchers, and fellow educational institutions to stay abreast of these advancement and best practices, ensuring that its integration framework remains effective and cutting edge. So, how do you feel about the integration of AI in teaching, learning, operations, and management in schools? Fred? Will be releasing a poll. Your insight is significant in improving of any generative AI integration, not necessarily from the institutional perspective, but also in our own classroom. Are you extremely enthusiastic? You see AI integration as a significant opportunity for improvement in all areas? Are you optimistic because you believe that generative AI can enhance education and school management and you are open to integration? Are you cautious type because you think AI integration should proceed with careful consideration of potential risk and benefits? Good that on my screen, zero are skeptical because you're concerned about the impact of AI integration and prefer traditional method. Resistant, oh, at least. Oh, because you strongly oppose the integration of AI in education and school management. Let me end the poll. Oh, still accepting responses. It's still moving and running. It's good and it's nice to see 66% participating in the poll because this will give us insight also as we improve our integration framework and our upscaling, retooling, and rescaling on the generative AI. I will end the poll because it's not anymore moving, and let me share the result. 56%, more than half, are optimistic. We are all happy to know that because we all believe that we can enhance education and school management and we are open to its integration. That's the important thing there. We have the positive attitude toward integration of generative AI in teaching, learning, operations, and management in schools. One is actually skeptical on it. Every one of us are actually concerned. Let's continue to have a conversation, especially on the social, technical, and ethical considerations of generative AI. Because we're not alone. Many schools and universities are actually, and even professional organizations. I know initially many professional organizations are also having their resistance and their own stand because it challenges also their profession, it even challenges their income, because many people will not anymore go to specialists or expert because they easily go to chat gpt or to bard for easy questions that google cannot answer or any search engine can't answer. Let me stop this and let me go back to my screen. So with that, colleagues in the university, we come up with a upscaling, rescaling, and a retooling program for the entire semester with the theme upskilling, knowledge sharing, and fostering a responsible digital ecosystem. Together with a shared commitment to responsible generative AI integration, we will continue to thrive as a trailblazer in the realm of higher education, positively impacting the lives of our students, faculty, staff, and the broader community. The Global Study Center will spearhead the advancement of upscaling, reskilling, and retooling initiatives for all stakeholders, faculty, staff, administrators, students, parents, and the wider community. We focus on digital literacy, of course, MySol upgrades to be relevant in the current times, especially Turnitin, identifying plagiarized content or AI generated content, the responsible use of technology, and of course, all those that I'd mentioned. For sure, you have a lot of questions on specifically what to do. It's actually strategy on doing that. You will learn that more as we go along one by one because we cannot do that in just one setting or one setup. So we invite you on September 30. We will talk about digital parenting. On October 10, we will talk about content generation and pedagogical guide using generative AI. Uh, on October 12, using generative AI in the workplace. This is actually for our colleagues in the different offices. The one that I'd mentioned on how we can harness the benefits of AI in office management. So please attend on October 24. Issues and concerns of generative AI with emphasis on ethical, social, technical, and some data privacy. Uh, and we will also uh, share with you some techniques and strategies on assessment and feedbacking using generative AI. And December 6, using generative AI in the conduct of research. This is very interesting because that can make our research at least easy. You will have a digital assistant in helping you doing all your research logistics concern. So as I conclude, I urge you to embrace this transformative journey with open hearts and open minds. The heart of education are the students themselves, and our ultimate goal is to empower them to thrive in a rapidly evolving world. Let us be catalysts of change, the innovators who bridge the gap between technology and compassionate teaching. But as we embark on this journey, let us never forget the essence of education. I quoted this from UNESCO, the so called human touch. Amidst the wonders of AI, let us remember that education is not just about algorithms and data. It is about inspiring hearts, igniting passions, and nurturing the unique talents of every student in our care. Let's empower our students to embrace technology responsibly while nurturing their innate curiosity, resilience, and compassion. Together, may our dedication and tireless efforts touch the hearts of generations to come. Let our legacy be one of the transformative education where the integration of generative AI serves as a catalyst for human connection and growth. Thank you for attending for today's session and your unwavering commitment to shaping the minds and hearts of our future. Together, let us embark on this empowering journey, knowing that our collective efforts will leave an indelible mark on the lives of those we serve. To all of you, happy Teachers Month. You will learn something like this.
Thank you very much.
That's a generative AI. I'm not the one talking it. Uh, it's DID. All you have to do is to submit your script, and this app can prepare a video to you. And I would like also to acknowledge ChatGPT of the many of my references who provided me outline of this afternoon's session. Daghang salamat.
Thank you so much, Sir Dave. That generative AI information was rich indeed. We might not be able to absorb all that. We might still be in awe, but for sure, questions have sparked your thoughts while listening to Sir Dave. Insights on human-centered approach to AI, and that generative AI is the engine of ICT in our times, have provided us really with a deeper understanding of this very fascinating field, especially nowadays. So now it's time to open the floor to questions from our audience, and that would be you. So I'm sure you might have your burning questions or thoughts you'd like to share in there. So please feel free to use the chat box to submit your questions, and we'll do our best to address as many of them as we can for the afternoon. You can also raise your virtual hand and ask your question directly to our speaker. Let's harness this knowledge and engage in a stimulating Q&A session. We know that Dr. Marshall is here to respond to your questions and engage in thoughtful discussion. So please don't hesitate. So we are already um, waiting for your questions. Okay, so we already have here questions from Sir Don Antone, I think from the College of Mass Communication. Will Silliman subsidize the fees for AI software?
Yeah, that's a very good question, sir. Let us, while while we embrace technology, we have to be very resourceful. Uh, to be innovative does not mean that you have to purchase sophisticated, complex, and complicated software. There are many ways in our own way, being a Siliman, being Silimanian, we are resourceful. There are free and open software that we can do. The one that I shared as an example to you in our future training, we'll be introducing to you free software that is enough for what we can do and what we can provide based on the current needs that we want to do in our classroom. I'm not saying that it's not nice to purchase AI software. It is good, but there should be an equitable reason. If we purchase this much, how much or what we can do? Can we maximize this kind of software? We might be able to find an alternative for that specific purpose.
Okay, so I hope that answered your question, sir. So we have another one from Sir Jonathan Bonaobra. May I ask if there would be an international framework as an inspiration for all teacher education institutions? And may I
Yeah.
have a copy of your presentation?
Yes, Sir Jonathan. I showed that also on my screen. Uh, Before I came up, when we had a discussion and conversation with the president herself actually provided me a lot of resources while she is actually on her engagement. She always share with me integration framework from several institutions, not just in the Philippines but abroad. The basis really is on UNESCO. The UNESCO has a very comprehensive integration framework. You can also download from World Economic Forum. You can also download that, and there's a lot. Even MIT and top universities in the world, they have integration framework. There is no specific framework that I have encountered so far for teacher education because the literature actually is saying is not too prescriptive in the integration framework. It means that your integration framework will only serve as a basis, and articulation should be based and should be focused depending on the area of specialization and expertise. For example, in my example I showed about as a writing assistant, as a grammar checker and everything. For sure it may not be applicable in a writing class because in a writing class, you are trained and you are to be taught with all of this. But for sure, a writing as a writing assistant, that can be used perhaps perhaps in the office, if we want to make a memo or if we want to make our social media more engaging. So what I'm trying to say, Sir Jonathan, is it's the framework. The framework should not be too prescriptive that any field of specialization cannot appreciate, because integration framework can will only serve as the basis. It's just like a menu where you can just get some and pick one, and what is applicable and what is relevant in your area of specialization.
Okay, so we have here also um, the Dean of the College of Education, Dr. Gina Bunyer, has shared her experience with AI. Tried an AI slide maker while the presentation was ongoing. The PPT format and design was quote unquote quote drop jaw. Content was less than average. So yes, I agree that as teachers, we should be cautious and judicious, especially in uploading generative AI content. Content review is critical. This is where teachers' mastery of content is crucial. So yes, no, we still really need our own knowledge to enhance or to really bring out the best when it comes to our research or when it comes to our presentation. And
Yes.
from
May
Sir
I
Reva,
comment? May I
yes, yes.
comment? May I comment? Yes, Ma'am Gina. Actually, content is should be really coming from us. Because generative AI, we need some prompt. We call that prompt. Because if you will just say, provide me this, AI cannot give you a very specific. But if you instruct AI a very specific instruction, we call that prompt. No, that is where our training will come in. How to prompt assessment, how to prompt personalized learning, how to prompt in the workplace. Because generative AI is based on patterns. In my example, if you will just instruct a dog or a baby and it's not clear about your instruction, for sure that recipient of instruction cannot actually properly follow you. But if you will give instruction like this is what you will do, number one, number two, and number three, then generative AI can also provide you a most very specific based on your prompt. Thank you, Ma'am Jean.
We have another one, Sir Dave, from Sir Arvin Revagorda. Um, he says hesitancy comes from unfamiliarity. So perhaps what we need is to experience itself, how it will help us in our teaching. Thus, an exposure to some Gen AI tool with the guidance of your team and will be a nice one. So that was his
Yes, yes, Sir
suggestion
Arvin.
also.
Please attend. All those in the framework that we shared, we will actually chop them into several training. So, for example, as Gen AI as a content generator. So, like sa experience ni Ma'am Gina, dili gid siya maayo nga content. It is because there are techniques, there are strategies, there are tricks to do that to provide you a very specific content. No? Take note if you are using, say, for example, ChatGPT, and if you're using free, content is also limited to certain period of time. So there are limitations. There are limitations in doing that. So please attend. Please attend our workshop and training.
We have another question from Sir Maynard Aparicio. Doc Dave, have you already begun teaching your students AI capabilities, ethics, and potential impact?
Y- and ethics and potential impact. I teach in the class just like last night. My topic is all about visualization. It's all about visualization because my class is called data analysis, fundamentals of data analysis. I allow them to use ChatGPT inside my classroom. It actually I did not really say I will allow you to do. It's just come across to me when I roam around the laboratory. Many students are actually using ChatGPT. That prompts me to think and rethink my assessment. So I said, stop for a while. I have to edit my case or I have to edit my problem so that they can maximize the use of AI. Because if you will just simply, still the same set of questions before AI, and your students will be using AI at their home or even at their phone, because that some of the apps are, I mean, some Gen AI tool can be downloaded on mobile for free, and there's a free version into that. That's part of the training, that's part of the workshop, Sermin. Is not really part of as a class, but I think for our senior high school, our empowerment technology, there is computer ethics there. And we are the one teaching that. We will incorporate that in the class or in the subject.
Sir Dave, we have a comment here from no less than Attorney Maxino. Indeed, a transformation of our teaching content, methods, strategies, and goals is imperative. In the realm of law, it's evident that education should encompass facets reliant on human judgment, ethics, and the intricate aspects of legal practice. Is it feasible to extend an invitation to your team for instruction on how to adeptly integrate AI as a tool within their domain? I believe this proactive approach is the path we should embrace in the era of AI to ensure the continued relevance of human educators like ourselves.
Thank you, Attorney Mick. Yes, Attorney Mick, we can co-op, no? We can co-op with your expertise also in data privacy and some other legal issues. I know I know the law profession, actually not only in the Philippines, literature is also saying a lot of professional organizations like law is challenged with generative AI because of many considerations. Yes, we can co-opt attorney mix and do some very specific training like this, especially in the area, because there are many ways. So, say for example, there are some benefits in Gen AI that is or that are not applicable for law, but applicable for nursing, or the other way around. So there are many techniques, depending again on the subject matter. That is why UNESCO is saying, as I was saying now, that integration framework should not be prescriptive. It should be open to the field or to the area of specialization, because not all features in generative AI is applicable to all.
We have another question from Ma'am Sandra Tabon of Engineering. On prompting future question, which may be can be dealt earlier here. Can generative AI able to make Python computer program for students to make a student's machine project to move by the computer program made by such AI? It's like AI
Yes,
making AI.
yes, Ma'am Sandra, no, just like Harvard, one of they have a course that their professor or their classroom assistant is a chatbot. So it's actually a computer science class. It's a programming class. So yes, it can create a code. Uh, any programming language, they can create. This is the rule of thumb. This is the rule of thumb. Gen AI, yeah, anything that are any information that are available online, no, that can be included in the training facility of generative AI model. So for example, you have content on the web. What generative AI will do, they will harvest all this data. They will harvest all this data. They will put it into their database, big database. Then they will apply algorithm. Katong akong gi-mention nga, deep learning or the neural network algorithm. From there, they have to learn. They have to be trained. The data will be trained. So when you ask a very generic question, generative AI will be confused. That is why there is a issue on bias. Bias issue. Bias, it is because, again, based on the number of content available that they gather on information. there are actually I think top seven um, considerations and limitations of generative AI because actually of programming considerations. But as I mentioned, the future of generative AI, that's the target of many programmers or many computer scientists to make it more seamless, to make sure that the result given is not biased anymore. Yes, Attorney Mix, please follow-up question.
Thank you.
Nindot ni.
Thank you,
Nin
Dean Dave. Maganda. Lami kayo tong imong kuan. Lami kayo, no? Maayo kayo ang imong presentation. What I really meant also, Dean Dave, was that in my teaching strategy karon sa law, I will focus more on kuana kanang teaching students how to critically think, no? Like kanang mga AI man good, they can generate good legal research, they can generate even legal documents, but they struggle in areas of nuanced legal interpretation of the law and kana critical thinking og ethics, no? Ethical dilemmas. So anything that involve human judgments
yes.
or kanang mga human emotions like negotiations, counseling, dili na kaya sa AI. So I will focus more ang akong strategy karon. I'm focusing more on that area, on the areas that the AIs in the future may not be able to handle. But I am no longer focusing on kanang sa how to do legal research,
Correct.
where is the law, what provision is this. Wala na, because when they become lawyers, that's all in the internet. No, lawyers do not memorize provisions. They go to the internet and find the legal provisions or the cases themselves. They're all there. But critical thinking is still rare. Mona, no, good lawyers do good critical thinking. So muna focus. So ang ako na lang is I'm asking a team. That's why nga maka-focus ani nga area kanang using AI
Yes,
for
yes.
their field, no? Because that's something I cannot do because that is not my area. So that's why I was asking if it's possible na I can also invite your team to give a very brief kuan lang
Yes,
lecture on how this kanimong tudlo how this AI can be useful in the field of law for
Yes,
them as students.
yes. Okay kayo. Yes, very my Fredly, take note, Fredly, to have a separate schedule for the team of Attorney Mix. I agree with you, Sir Mix. In one of my slides, I mentioned about teaching students to learn and then teaching students to critically think. It's not anymore about what is, no, because everything is there. Generative AI can find and locate it. Even name of the author, even a scene in Twilight, even a scene in Il Filibusterismo, they know it. I mean, generative. I tested it. I tried it. Ako, I don't really can recall the entire scene of El Filibusterismo or the Noli Me Tangere, but you just ask generative AI, it can help you. You can even say, provide me a description with a happy thoughts and with no a scene like this. The one mentioned by Attorney Mix, it's actually tips and techniques in prompting AI to enhance critical thinking na gitawag man nga cheat, meaning what should be the right prompts and what should be the right question if you need something like this na dili tong para sa giingon ni Attorney Mix nga what is the provision, but it's really more on the interpretation. Similar scenario that I just had experience last night. It prompted me to change case study my case scenario so that ChatGPT cannot provide them a simple yes or no answer or a description. So I change, and when they go to ChatGPT, they have to think critically so that they can ask ChatGPT. So something like that. I know also some schools that I taught some educational technology. Part of their rubrics in their assessment is what prompt you use in generative AI. That's already part in their rubrics. No? You just imagine that I'm still learning also with all of this because different field actually different ways to attack and to manage this kind of innovation.
Okay, so I think we have another question from Sandra. Will maximum use of generative AI in schools revolutionize the era so that soon schools will develop the curriculum to suit with the advancement on use of AI?
What is the vision with regard to the full maximum use of the revolutionize? Yeah, that is why many institutions now are crafting also their generative AI integration framework because they wanted it to be relevant. For the Philippines alone, I shared with you, our government is actually a multi-sectoral engagement of the Department of Trade and Industry. I sit in several committees also in the Commission on Higher Education on special projects like AI integration, not just in the computer science field, but in many other areas. So that's the move. That's a strategy. It's not only schools in the country, but it's a national IT strategy map. It was launched by the government because they believe that embracing artificial intelligence, AI in general, would ensure also the schools would be relevant so that by the time they will graduate, our students will graduate, they will be able also to work with the existing skills needed in the generative AI world. If you can read literature on how many industries are using artificial intelligence, you will really be amazed of how this artificial intelligence improve efficiency, no, 30% efficiency, 40% productivity in the company. There's a lot of literature telling you that. That is why our role in the academic sector, let us also make sure that we are abreast to this kind of technology to prepare our learners.
Okay, so I think we will end it with a short but sweet reminder by our Office of Instruction Director, Dr. Villa Rose Torres. It's great advancement. Thanks a lot, Sir Dave. Let's just be cautious. Okay, so that ends our Q&A. I know you might still have your unanswered questions, but you can email your questions to us at soul@su.edu.ph so that we can answer them. Okay, so at this juncture, let us give our feedback by answering the evaluation. So you can scan the QR code or click the link in the chat box. Sir Fredley will be placing it in the chat box. Sir Fredley. By the way, the webinar certificate can only be availed if we answer this evaluation, so please access now. And also, you will receive your certificate within 2 weeks of the attended webinar. So within the 2 weeks, you will be able to get this webinar certificate. So we encourage everyone to access the evaluation form now. I think we have announcements, though Sir Dave has already um, um, mentioned it earlier, but just so you will be able to attend and not miss no, the upskilling sessions for next week. We have actually two. One will be on the 20th. That will be Wednesday. It will be done in the morning. So there you go. You could also scan the QR code so that you would be able to register. And then there's also the tiny URL for the Zoom registration. That will be for September 20, and that will be on activating Turnitin in my soul to detect plagiarized AI generated content. No? So we will really start with the rest of the other sessions with anchored on AI, generative AI, no? And another one, I think we have another one on Saturday. That will be next Saturday, the 23rd. That will be in the afternoon, and it will be for our parents and our guardians, especially those of early childhood, no? So it will also enlighten them on how to deal with technology and AI on that matter. Okay, so if you are interested to get the whole set of upskilling activities for the semester, kindly click on or visit this tiny URL on upskilling. I hope Sir Fredley could also place it in the chat box so that you will be able to choose the upskilling session that you're interested in, because there will be really a lot that's very useful for the semester. So kindly do that. And if you have questions, you have inquiries, you might want to contact us, Sir Fredley. Can we go to the next slide? For our contact details. So you could actually go to our Facebook page. By the way, the recording of this webinar session will be posted also in our YouTube channel, the Soul YouTube channel. No? So it will be placed there. And if you have inquiries, you could reach out via our landline number. The local number is 417. And then you could also email us, especially with regards to training sessions or upskilling sessions that you'd want to know more. You could email at trainsoul@su.edu.ph. Okay, so yes, so we have already come to the last portion of our activity. So before we conclude the event, we would like to take a moment for an online photo opportunity. And for those who are interested, please turn on your cameras and join us in our group photo. So, okay, so it's working again. For some time, my camera wasn't working, so it's working for the photo opportunity. All right. Sir Fred?
Okay, we have 3 frames. So let's start with the first frame. So just hold your smile a bit. And 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, let's proceed to the second frame. Just hold your smile. And 1, 2, 3, smile. And next we go to the last frame. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you. Back to you, Ma'am Alfie.
So that ends our upskilling session for the afternoon. I hope we have imparted valuable insights or inputs to you in when it comes to generative AI. So see you on the next upskilling sessions for the semester. So thank you very much and have a great afternoon.